Hey there everyone, this is Joe and
Michael
from Bullion Now, bullionnow.com.au, selling you the best bullion bars and coins shipped to you worldwide from Melbourne, Australia. This is an addendum to our video from last week where we introduced our unallocated program. Now I'll put a link to that video above. It's entitled How to Buy Gold at Spot Price, our unallocated program, and that really means you can buy gold, silver and platinum in varying sizes at actual spot price. Now we talk about what an unallocated program is, how it works, what the benefits are for a precious metals investor. Again, the link should have already been above, but we had a whole bunch of questions because we posted the video, we got some comments, we posted it on a forum called the silverstackers.com forum. It's probably, in my opinion, the best precious metal stacking forum in all of the internet. If you're not a member, you really should be. It's free to join, silverstackers.com. Now we posted it on there, had a whole bunch of questions come up, and they were, we thought, the good questions and the most frequently asked questions, I think. So we thought, let's just make a video and answer them for you right now. We had a private message from someone, we won't mention their name because they did send it privately. And here's the first question. Does Bullion Now insure the unallocated purchases, and if yes, then for how much? What's the max limit per customer's holding? What's the max limit for Bullion Now in total? Who provides the actual insurance, and are there any exclusions? If there are exclusions, what are they in the actual insurance policy? So, Michael.
Okay. Yes, the unallocated program is fully insured and there is no limit to the insurance. However, we've actually limited it at this stage because it limits our premium. So as our unallocated program grows and it gets closer to that limitation that we've put on it, we will then grow it again. We'll put it out again. Sure. So it's the same as your car insurance. You select, $20,000 or $30,000, and your premium's based on that. And then if you get a car that's more expensive, you increase the policy, and your premium goes up accordingly, and that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Okay, fantastic. So the short answer is yes, it is insured. And who insures it?
Lloyd's of London is the insurer.
Well, that's probably the most common one that you've heard of. Pretty much every single bullion dealer is insured through Lloyd's of London, and the jewelers and everyone in the industry. So yes, short answer is yes, completely insured through Lloyd's of London, and no limits. Another sort of sub question to that was, well, does every single customer get their name on the actual insurance policy?
No. If you come in and buy 2 ounces of silver, no, you're not going to be named on the policy. Right. However, if you do have a large unallocated purchase on there, then yes, both Lloyd's of London, ourselves and yourself would want to be named on the policy, so that if anything does go wrong, that you are specifically named on that policy.
Yep, absolutely. Now that leads into the second question, and it's definitely the one I think is the most frequently thought of question. Everybody asks this question of any business that has an unallocated program, and it is, what happens if the business goes broke? What happens if we go belly up, we lose all our money, we go into liquidation, all that stuff? What happens to the metal? Is that still my metal? Do I get to get that back?
Yeah, and this is a great question, and it is the question that you should be asking. And the short answer is yes, you get it back. So Bullion Now never take ownership. It's never, that unallocated program never becomes an asset of Bullion Now. No. You are the owner of your 1 ounce, 10 ounces, 50 ounces, whatever it is. You are the specified owner of that unallocated portion, and it is noted down. You have a paper copy of it, we have a paper copy of it, we have an electronic copy of it, and it is there for all to see that you are the owner. So if ever we went into voluntary administration, or heaven forbid if we went into liquidation, the liquidator cannot take possession of that asset because it is your asset, not the company's asset, not Bullion Now's asset, and certainly not my asset.
Right.
So you are always the owner of it, and you always possess it.
Right, so you own the metal, you just might not hold the metal. Now that leads on, you knew this was going, this leads on to something that Michael wants to do. He wants to rant about a specific subject, and because, and this, it's fair enough, someone posted in the public section of the Silver Stackers forum under the video, if you can't hold it, you don't own it. Now, I agree with that. If you can't hold the metal, you don't own the metal. But
Look,
holding is the question. So
look, I totally agree with the sentiment.
Sure.
If you don't hold it, you don't own it.
right, me too.
But you need to look at what form that holding takes. So there is a difference between holding a lump of gold and having someone hold that lump of gold for you and having that lump of gold represented by a piece of paper. Now, we went to special effort in that first video to make sure that we were very clear about the fact that this is held 1-to-1. So if you buy 1 ounce of gold, there is physically 1 ounce of gold held here securely. So you are backed 1-to-1.
Right.
Okay? So you do own it. You may not have it in your hot little hand, but you do own it. And in a lot of ways, that's even far more secure than you holding it in your hand. Because when you take it home, which most people do unfortunately take it home, store it at home, you're now opening both yourself and your family up to someone coming in and trying to remove that from you. And we've seen it happen far more often. That happens there than a place like here where we've got it stored in very secure safes. It's being monitored 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it is fully insured. And I'll guarantee you most people who hold their gold at home or their silver at home don't have those things in place. And sure, they may say, I've dug a hole in the backyard, or I've got it stored out on a farm, or in another place. But if it can't tick those boxes, it's not secure. And you're living in a bit of a fallacy world to say that it's more secure. Because like I said before, I know of far more people that it's been removed from than actually have it, than it's been removed from in storage situations like this. Even down to damage. If you've got a lunar set and you're storing the lunar pigs or something along those sort of lines, and you store them in the ground, as some people do, they get moisture damage, things like that. Or, you know, little Johnny gets hold of it and starts playing with it in his toy money and things like that. All of a sudden you've put that at risk because it's now damaged. It's now been opened, it's now been touched. So all those sorts of things make it actually far more risky to remove it from a facility like this and store it at home than anywhere else.
Sure. So, short answer is, we do agree with the if you don't hold it, you don't own it. It's just the form in which you hold it. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to or that you should put all of your precious metals investment funds into an unallocated program. Spread the risk around. I really want to emphasize, if any bullion dealer worth their salt, if you were to walk into them as a newbie and say, oh, I've got this gold and silver now, what do I do with it? The last thing they should be saying is that you should store it at home. You should never, ever, in my opinion, personally, and probably yours too, you should never, ever store any of your precious metals in your own home. You're just opening yourself up to risk. So then what are your options? Again, don't have to put it all in an unallocated program. We do recommend you do put a small portion in, but you can store it, buy it from us, store it here at our secure facility, store it in any other secure facility that you like, but the last thing you want to do is store it in your own home. It's just a bad idea, in my opinion.
And it also spreads that location risk around, as Joe said, but also through to if you store it in different states and or different countries. You know, there's a concern going around about what about government confiscation and things like that if you spread that risk around other countries. So it's taking that risk to a whole new level.
And you've already got that layer of security with us because we don't own the metal. You actually own the metal. If we were to go broke and all that stuff, you still get your metal back anyway. So there's that risk eliminated already. So you may as well take it. If you've got it in your home right now, seriously consider maybe moving it out of there, storing it in a facility such as us, or even maybe putting some of it back into an unallocated program, for example, or at least think my next purchases maybe should be a portion of unallocated. Because we believe, and we crunched the numbers, and again, the link above and below to the original video proves to you that we're actually the best business currently in Australia for an unallocated program. Our fees are the lowest when it comes both to redeeming the metal for a physical product, because we have the lowest premiums, and also when redeeming for fiat currency, cash, or a bank transfer, we actually have the lowest spread. We proved that. And we've lowered the spread. It's only $30. But again, just check the video and you'll check that out. Speaking of fees though, we did have another person posting on the silverstackers.com forum website, and they happened to mention another company, well, another mint as such, the Perth Mint, and they said, the Perth Mint only charges $20 for their fabrication fee for 1 ounce gold, $21 for 10 ounce silver, and $34 for a 1 kilo bar. Now, I'm going to read the person's mind for a second and assume they meant the following. Why would I buy from you when the Perth Mint only charges $20 fabrication fee, or 21 or 34 for the kilo? So why am I looking at your unallocated program when the Perth Mint only charges X, Y, Z, which seems to be much lower? So can you go through that?
The fabrication fee doesn't take into account a lot of other factors. So you'll find their spot price, their entering spot price, is different to ours. Now, we use the Kitco one. I'm not actually sure where Perth Mint source their spot price from, but it always seems to be those few dollars, or an amount greater than ours.
Yes,
so you've got that factor built in as well as your fabrication fee.
Yep.
Your fabrication fee also doesn't take into account the delivery fee. So you're going to find that it's going to cost you so much in freight to get it sent out to you. It's going to cost you quite a lot in insurance, because Perth Mint won't send it out without insurance. Correct. And all these sorts of things. So you actually find that by looking at a straight fabrication fee, you're not actually comparing apples to apples.
Right.
There's several other things built in.
Yep.
There can be a rarity fee built in. So into their Lunar program, you'll actually find that because there's limited numbers, there's actually an increase in the premium over the straight fabrication or manufacturing cost.
Yep.
So there's all those sorts of things that just looking at straight manufacturing fee don't take into account.
Sure.
So we pride ourselves on the fact that we will be the best price out there.
Sure.
So if you think you can find a better price, come and talk to us.
Absolutely, we're happy to price match within certain reason as well, from any other bullion dealer,
Yeah, absolutely.
authorized bullion dealer within Australia. Now, I think that covers the big three right there. But just very quickly, what's the difference? So you're telling me the difference between a fabrication fee and a bullion dealer's premiums are different, is that right?
Yeah. The fabrication fee is purely looking at the manufacturing process. Okay. How much it costs me to take a 1,000 ounce silver bar, melt it all down, pour it into a 1 kilo mold, and then roll it out and hand it over the counter. Okay. It doesn't include all those other things that need to be taken into account. Okay. Like I said, freights, insurance, storage fees, wages, all those sorts of things, rarity factor, limitation factors, all those. There's hundreds of things that go into making up a premium. And by saying fabrication fee, we're just taking a big chunk, but we're just taking a chunk out of that premium.
Cool, excellent. Well, I think we've done our best to answer the frequently asked questions. Of course, if you have any more questions, which I'm sure you will, post a comment below in the YouTube page. Join the silverstackers.com forum. It's free to join. You can just use a nickname. Don't have to give your real name. It's a perfect community for all precious metal stackers within the whole entire world. And of course, you should be subscribing to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/bullionnow. Be a subscriber. Join the family for all the reasons, such as weekly auctions, specials, discounts, our fantastic informative videos such as this one. And lastly, do check out the video. I'll put a link one more time above here and below in the info section of the YouTube page, and as part of the pinned comment, the unallocated program video entitled How to Buy Gold at Spot Price, our unallocated program. Again, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.